When did you learn that dinner wasn't supposed to be a battlefield? Dinner at my house had to be earned through the daily checklist. 12 chores, perfectly executed, inspected, and signed off by 5:30 p.m. sharp. If I forgot to scrub the bathroom, or if the cleaned dishes weren't flawless, I'd have to kneel in the corner of the dining room listening to my parents eat while my stomach cramped from hunger. Even when I did complete everything, I still had to stand at the table and recite whatever Bible passage they selected that day. Word perfect, no stammering, proper inflection. By the time I actually got to eat, my food was usually cold, my legs were shaking from standing, and my parents would watch every bite I took, commenting on my chewing, my posture, reminding me that food was a privilege, not a right. When my chemistry partner Judy invited me to stay for dinner after we finished our project, I almost threw up from anxiety. I tried every excuse. I wasn't hungry, I had to get home, my parents were expecting me. But Judy's mom had already called mine, and surprisingly, they'd agreed, probably because they saw it as less food expense for one night. I had no idea how this one simple visit was about to change the entire trajectory of my life. I stood in Judy's doorway, my hands trembling, mentally preparing for whatever test this would be. Judy just grabbed my backpack, tossed it on the couch like it was nothing, and said her mom was making tacos. It felt so casual that I was in shock. At my house, entering the dining room required permission. Here, Judy's little brother was literally sliding across the kitchen floor in his socks, while her mom laughed and told him to set the table. When Judy's mom called us for dinner, nobody lined up for inspection. Nobody stood at attention. Her dad was literally wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt, telling some story about a customer at work while chopping tomatoes. I stood frozen in the doorway until Judy pulled me to the table, and when everyone sat down, I remained standing, waiting for permission. "You okay?" Judy asked, and I heard myself asking, "What's my assignment? What do I need to recite?" The whole table went quiet for a second. Judy's mom's face did something complicated before she said gently, "Your assignment is to eat tacos and tell us if you prefer hard or soft shells." I sat down so carefully like the chair might break. They had this tradition where everyone said one good thing and one hard thing about their day. When it got to me, I panicked and started talking about how many chores I'd done that day. It just came out automatic, like breathing. Judy's dad put down his taco. "That's fine and all," he said quietly, but we meant more like, "Judy complained about chemistry class earlier." My face burned with embarrassment, but Judy just said, "Chemistry did suck today," and her dad high-fived her in solidarity. When he dropped salsa on his shirt, I actually tensed, waiting for the explosion, but Judy's mom just called him graceful as always while kissing his cheek. Halfway through dinner, I realized I'd been holding my taco for 5 minutes without eating, waiting for someone to tell me I could start. Judy's mom noticed and said, "Honey, your food's getting cold. Please eat." The please broke something in me. They asked me questions, real questions about what I like to read, what music I listen to. When I gave an answer, nobody corrected me or told me why I was wrong. Judy's dad actually said, "I never thought of it that way," when I explained something about a book. My plate was empty before I realized I'd been eating without thinking about it, without counting, without